0. Each year during the New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square in Manhattan, New York City, a time ball made of Waterford crystal and electric lights is raised to the top of a pole on the One Times Square building and then lowered to mark the coming of the new year. The ball descends 77 feet, about 23 meters, over the course of a minute, coming to rest at the bottom of its pole at 12 a.m. So how did this tradition begin? In 1904, the New York Times opened and persuaded the city to rename Triangular Square for the newspaper. As a way to celebrate, the owner of the Times designed a massive celebration in the square for New Year's, which was so popular over 200,000 came to celebrate. There is no ball at this time, but there are fireworks. The celebration happened every year after 1904, and then in 1907, the chief electrician for the Times creates the first New Year's Eve ball after the Times owner requested a spectacular midnight show that would draw attention to the square. Here evolves the first New Year's Eve ball, descending from a flagpole at One Times Square, constructed with iron and wood materials with 125-watt bulbs weighing 700 pounds, 5 feet in diameter. Now, if we fast forward to today, where every year up to 1 million people gather in Times Square to watch the ball drop, and an estimated 1 billion watch the video of the event, 100 million of them in the United States. The modern-day ball weighs 11,875 pounds and is 12 feet in diameter, and when it's raised now, it is placed 475 feet above Times Square. I can honestly say that this sight would be mind-boggling to the official 1904 gatherers. No wonder so many come to see this amazing drop. How about that quack?
Ready, set, go.
Vroom. 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 Okay, put me in your earbud. earbuds, me and Dirty use a cerebellum like a kick drum. Give me a scalpel, I'm a brain surgeon this time. In other words, I'm about to open up your mind. Light of the world, I say amen to that. Every time I hit a track, I put fire on wax. Hey, you looking kinda hungry, I can help you with that. Boy, my flow, euros, me in these raps. Hey, you look at me, think that I made it. I look up and say it's God's grace, and we come from places where you see faces, no barbershop, but somehow they faded. Why need to worry about what you thinking? We ain't supposed to be in these spaces. Drop the confetti, we celebrate. 3, 2, 1, everybody go crazy. Wait, I'ma come brothers in the A, I'ma come brothers in the H. Tampa Bay, NYC, California, MIA, or Dallas, Orlando, St. Louis. My people is with me. Tennessee, my home. It don't matter what city, I tell them.
Ready, set, go.
Once I see in the fast lane, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Once I see in the fast lane, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can.
Ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set.
Vroom. 116 my logo, RMG my photo. Try to do us wrong, but they come up short as Frodo. Turn my music on, have them bouncing like pogo, but it's always one hater out and looking like Bozo. You know when I get on this microphone, I say Jesus took away when I spit up for him. I go riddle for him, and my riddle for him. Inside the church or a bigger form. Believe when I talk about God, it's nothing like corn on the cob, but Wizard of Oz. It's better than most of the killing and pimping, and most of you say we just spit in your bars. Instead of Christian rapper, you should call me trail rapper. I'm that boy that's putting on from the Ville rapper. I'm that put me in a circle of some ill rappers, and now I brag about God, then kill rappers. Whoops! Back to the subject. You ain't heard Mayweather beating on your subs yet. Whooping on this beat, boy, and I ain't got no gloves yet. We having fun yet.
Ready, set, go, go, go.
Once I see in the fast lane, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Once I see in the fast lane, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can.
Ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set,
Vroom.
ready, set, ready, set.
Vroom. And now I brag about God. Put me in your earbuds. I'ma brag about God. Earbuds. I'ma about to open up your mind.
Some people have seen where God has brought you from. You don't really understand it. They don't know your story.
You don't know my story. You don't know
the things.
You don't know the things that I've come through. You cannot imagine. Pain, the trials I've had to endure. You don't know my story. You don't know the day he
I was at my lowest point.
You cannot imagine the strongholds and the walls that sever. But God has been faithful. God has been faithful to me. He promised He would never leave me. My story proves that God can use me. Deliverance is my testimony. You don't know
my story.
It would blow your mind.
That's the key. They don't know.
My story.
Say it, LaJune.
You don't know my story. The anguish and the guilt that consume me. Grateful I can tell it. For no more shall the shackles condemn me. You don't know my story.
You just don't know.
For if you did, you would lift up your hands. So just let me tell you, by faith you may as well break out and dance.
I love this about God because even though I'm not perfect,
He would never leave. My story proves that God can do.
in my deliverance, what I want to share is my testimony.
You don't know.
Somebody needs to know my story.
It would blow your mind.
Can I get a witness?
You don't know
My story.
my story. My story.
And it's through my testimony that I overcome.
And the blood you shed delivered
I've been delivered. I've been set free. And now I have a testimony. God's favor. Whoa. Love. Oh, that's right. Say it, LaJune. God, you never leave me. Oh, forsake me.
You don't know. You
My
don't
story.
know.
Listen,
I'm delivered.
I want you to know that.
Here's my story.
Life and favor. Thank you for bringing me out.
You don't know.
You think you know, but let me tell it. Life and favor.
Upon me.
God, thank you for your mercy.
God of mercy.
And you love me. Life and favor.
Life and favor upon me.
Oh, how wondrous.
God
is my story. Life and favor
upon me.
You wouldn't believe my real testimony. Can't imagine. Some people, they walked out on me and they gave up on me, said I wouldn't make it, but God brought me out.
All the things I've gone through.
If you only knew, you'd understand why I praise like this. Come on, can we take it up? I'm delivered.
Here is my story.
Yes.
Got the favor of God upon me.
You don't know.
You don't know my business. You're not out there.
Life and favor.
Keep on.
He's the God of mercy.
Life
and favor. Hallelujah. Oh, testimony to sing this one. Look somebody in the face and say, can't imagine what I'm going through. God did it. God did it. I can't take credit for it. God did 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 it. Pastor Keith, I'm so grateful. It's my story. It's my story. Thank you, Jesus. Can't imagine everything I've gone through. Say it, legit.
God did it, God did it, God did it, God did it. That don't look like
And
what
you
I
know you look like what I'm coming through. Yeah. Like my favorite song. You would be here with us.
Now, for those of you who don't know who I am comic, been doing it many, many, many years, almost 20 years now. And the entire time that I did my comedy, as I came out on stage, out of the closet years ago and admitted that I'm a Christian. I admitted it to the whole world. And yet, even when I started in comedy many, many years ago, I was always a Christian, but I was in comedy clubs, and so I never used any curse words. I've always been curse-free, never used any gratuitous sexual references, because I've always felt that creativity is funnier than crude, and I always wanted to use words that were just normal words that could create laughter. That's the way I've always been. And as a Christian, it was just not something I was allowed to do. You know, Christians grow up, we're not supposed to curse, and that's good. That's good that you watch your mouth. But the problem is, it slips out now and again, because you're human. Human. And sometimes we don't even give ourselves that much. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. I wish we were more real to people that don't believe like us. Maybe they'd actually find us interesting and compelling because we're real with them. Because the truth of the matter is, it's not fair that we don't have curse words. Christians should have their own curse words. Because I don't care how holy you are, you slam your hand in a car door, something's coming out of your mouth. That's just the way it is. And for some reason, a curse word feels like just the right man for the job. I don't know what it is about slamming your hand, but ouch just doesn't cut it. For some reason, it's that curse word that makes it feel like it's beginning to heal. See, that's the thing that people forget. That's the natural part about life that I believe in. You see, we spend our lives trying to watch our mouth because it's natural to curse. Nobody has to learn to curse. You have to learn how not to. She knows. So you got kids. They made you want to throw out a few curse words now and again. Don't be talking to me any different. Am I right? Yes. Of course I'm right. We got to watch our mouth, man. It ain't easy. That's what I'm talking about, because it's natural. It's natural to curse. Man, it's so natural to curse. So natural to curse, we even invented a hand signal, so if I'm cursing in the car, I can let you in on it. That's what we did. We decided that the middle finger meant I'm cursing you. We just made that up. I feel sorry for the middle finger. Never did anything wrong. Big, strong, big, long finger. We decided you're the curse of Cain. We could have chosen any of the fingers, just the middle one for some reason. Why, all the other fingers, as a matter of fact, mean good things. Number one. Could have made this a bad finger, but we said, no, they'll make it a good one. Number one, you're number one. Thumb, like, hey, don't kill the gladiator. You know, good stuff. Stop cars. Hey, can I take a ride? Stop in a car. Add a little finger. Ooh, hang loose. Oh, lose the thumb. Hey, can I have some tea? I guess. I don't know what that is. Every finger means something because we choose to let it mean something. Third finger, I don't know what this one is. This is kind of like I'm cursing you, but I'm dyslexic, I guess. I don't know what that is. I don't know. We make it up. Your middle finger isn't bad. We chose to decide it was. Of course, sometimes I get angry and I have to watch myself trying to be a good Christian boy. Somebody cuts me off in traffic, you know, I want to give them the old finger, not allowed to. I figured it out, though. I just give them the whole hand. Hey, guess. That way I can get out of it. Hey, you cursing me? No, I'm saying you're number one, man. What's the deal?
A lot of people sometimes question why I make music the way I do. The people that rock with me, they love it. They get it. They get the point. Every now and then I get a person that be like, man, he's trying to be too hood, or he's trying to be this. People don't understand I'm not trying to be. I actually dumb my hoodness down, because the stuff dudes pretend to say they do in songs, I could really say I do in songs, but that's another story. The reason I make music the way I do is because of this email that I got one day. The reason I live the way I live, I have a heart for the hood. I got this email one day on Facebook. I had just left from Chicago. I went to the kid Darion Albert, they got killed in Chicago. They got hit with the 2x4 and beat. The building that he got beat in front of was a church, and the church had an after school program where the kids in the neighborhood came over after school, and so because it happened right in front of a church, that was literally a church building he was leaning up against, that they were out there fighting. Because it happened in front of a church, the church put together an event to get the kids in the neighborhood in to talk to them about the violence and the crime and stuff that was going on. So my boy Brian died from Chicago. I reached out to Brian. I was like, yo, I heard about all the stuff that's happening. I want to come help. So I went up there, and the day after I left from talking, man, they had a room full of kids. The day after I left from talking up there, I got an email probably like 4 days later. And a dude emailed me, and he said, man, I want to share something with you. And he just started going. He was like, a few days ago you were in Chicago, and my little cousin was at an event that you were at, and he was rocked by what you said. So he went on talking, and I remember the dude he was talking about. He was like, he had short braids, and I'm thinking to myself while I'm reading it, like, yeah, I remember little dude. He came up and talked to me after it was over. And he was like, man, dude was rocked by what you said, rocked so hard that he went home and went to his auntie, who was a Christian, and went to her and was just like, I'm sick of being in the gang. I'm sick of this. And so he went to her and was like, I want to get saved, and poured his heart out, repented his sin, and got saved. Like, went to his auntie like, I want to get saved, and I'm done with gangs, this, that, the other. His auntie was a Christian, prayed with him, all of that, right? So the next day, as soon as dude walked outside, literally, the dude say the next day, Soon as he walked outside, some dudes walked up on him, shot him in the head in his front yard. So he heard me at a hood event, sharing music, preaching the gospel, went home, repented, gave his life to the Lord. The next morning he got killed. So that's why I rock the way I rock. That's why I make music the way I do, because I know that somewhere in some city, some country, somewhere, wherever it's a hood, wherever it's a suburb, wherever it's whatever, there's somebody that needs to hear the gospel and their life depends on it.
On the road with Unseen Visions TV, UVTV right here in Buffalo, New York, Channel 20, Time Warner Cable. I'm your big boy from behind the camera, in front of the camera, DJ Henry T. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you continue to tune in on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 11 a.m. Peace.
We'd like to thank y'all for coming out. Good night, and God bless. We definitely come to the end, but it ain't over. Volume 2 is on the way.
That's back.
Dog Canada #1 co-signer, Lecrae. We out.
Listen, I think they know me. I think they get it. Some holy water, crucifix and mix it with some lyrics. But this ain't that, and that ain't rap. I'm going in like the front door and fame.
Praise him, praise him.
People say I'll never reach my dreams, so they stand and watch as I chase it. And when I catch it, I'll still have a hand to embrace them. Truth has been unveiled, and I haven't been the same since. I'm glad to leave the building with the same cats I came with. Change my Photoshop imitation to a painting. It feels good to have one thing I know ain't changing. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so pardon me as I try to describe what God has painted. Ancient history is my misery. Christ lives in